Welcome back, boys and girls, to another exciting episode of Full Circle. I'm your host, Harmon Jr. Find me at your favorite social medias, not including 4chan and Reddit.
Everyone's just anonymous on 4chan, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, that's how much I don't know.
Yeah. I'm the other host, Fradette. You can find me at all your favorite social medias, excluding 4chan, at ToonVelo. So we have another exciting episode for you today. We'll be discussing a topic we mentioned we would do earlier, character alignments. What is an anti-villain? I don't know. You put in your car, prevent it from locking up.
Is that antifreeze?
Oh, that's what that is. Yeah.
Is that what antifreeze does?
Well, yeah. It's so that it doesn't freeze in harsh, right? You put in that in the air conditioner and
okay.
Don't drink it. It's methanol based.
Yeah, that's bad. You'll die.
Yeah.
We'll also be talking about Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie. We finally got the full body reveal of
whatever that is.
Yeah, whatever.
But first and foremost, at the top of the hour, something more exciting is Nintendo's new Labo VR set.
Yes, it is Labo's Toy-Con version 4. We had the original Toy-Con set that came with things like the piano, which still amazes me to this day, the fishing rod, the motorbike, little remote control cars. It's crazy that you can actually play it on that thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like a full little octave, right?
Yeah.
Plus or minus, then you can it's almost like an organ, right? Because you can pull out da da da, put that on repeat, plug out, push in. And then you just start building your own little symphony.
You know what? There it is. It should have been called the Organ Kit, but that does not sound as catchy.
New from Nintendo, black market organs. Wait.
And then we had version 2, which was the full robot suit, which I have yet to build.
And this whole time I've just been imagining you around your house So you're saying that's not true?
That's not true.
We
have version 3, which I wasn't going to buy because I was like, I still haven't built version 2, which involved the little multi-terrain vehicle game, which was cool. It's you took out it was those very animes where it's lock, key, initiate, and it transforms to something different.
Yes.
I really wanted to buy, I think you would enjoy it because just the locking mechanism I find fascinating where it's it has the pedal. Anyway. But now we have version 4, which is the VR set, which I predicted, by the way, not on the show, but just in general.
I was going to say, we probably should have predicted it on the show, or at the very least, I feel everybody should have seen it coming. It's really obvious.
A little bit. But yeah, we're getting it. It's going to come with, 4, 5, 6 VR experiences. What are those, Jared?
They are the VR goggles, the blaster, the camera, the bird, the wind pedal.
I don't know what that is.
Right? And the elephant. Or as I think most people refer to it, Divine Beast Von Ruta.
Or Elefante for our Spanish-speaking friends. I just like saying Elefante.
Elefante.
Once I found out that's what they called it, I just thought it was cute.
Why don't we call it that?
I like words in different languages that sound virtually the same as what we call it, just with a nice little flair to it. It's ooh, that's an Elefante. It makes it just sound a little bit fancy. Anyway, so this is exciting. So first and foremost, these will always probably be cool. Labo has yet to disappoint. They
put their own unique spin on whatever we think is a rehashed idea.
Yeah, because unlike Lego and some other things, there's fun to be had once you finish actually building it. Because let's be real, people.
Play with Legos.
You can play. You can imagination play with Legos. It's oh yeah, look. First of all, when you see the kids and they're first of all, they're this is 1,000 of the sets put together. Second of all, I like how they say images in the background are not real, and so
yeah, it's in your imagination.
This is a Lego set. Oh, let me fire the missile. Boom. Oh, cool. Half of it just blew up to fire that.
Yeah.
Now let me. No, it's fast motion build it again.
No, it's great. Have you never just destroyed your Legos?
1, I prefer Connects. 2, no, because after all that time building it, I'm not about to just destroy it.
Yeah, you
can't play with it because you destroy it in the process of playing with it.
No, you destroy it, and then you get to build it again. Okay, I was that kid. Apparently.
I mean, that's why I like Connects because it actually worked. But that's why I like Labo. because it's fascinating building it.
Lego has motors. There's full-scale models of like a model of like a bridge builder that I'll have maybe found a gift of to display here.
Lego has very few things that actually do things.
Okay.
Even their cars are just like, clunk. Maybe square wheels wasn't the best idea.
They have round wheels. Thank you very much.
Okay, I mean, they
even have rubber round wheels, or the rim themselves for like trains. I should have brought my. If I knew we were going to go down this route, I would have brought my Harry Potter Lego train. I mean, roll it around. It's like woo-hoo. Anywho.
So
Labo.
Labo. So I always find it fat. I know you haven't done it yet. But when you start building it, like, there's a part of me, even though I know we're still just like, there's no fucking way. Like, there's just, in my mind, like, there's no way these 4 sets of cardboard are about to, like, be a functioning thing. And, like, it's so intricate as you build it. You're just like, yeah, you're just like, okay, I guess. And then, you know, an hour later, you're just like, oh, you're turning things. And you're just like, this is amazing.
I see.
So, but here's the bigger question. It's probably going to work. It's going to work well, but what does this mean for the future of Nintendo products? Like, we're getting a camera. Are we getting Pokemon Snap? Because that's what people are going to say.
That'd be great. That'd be pretty great, actually.
Are these all just Virtual Boy-esque experiments for, like, the future of the gaming? Is Nintendo just using us as product testers? I'll be okay with that. It's fun. It's fun product testing.
Right. I don't know. This kind of goes back to our original debate on is VR viable, period. I guess we really have to wait to see what these other... I mean, the VR goggles and blaster are pretty explanatory. The camera, too. But the other 3, bird, wind pedal, and elephant?
Okay, so the bird, in my mind, is just going to be flapping, and you're going to be a bird doing bird stuff, which I'm perfectly okay with.
Okay, here's my actual guess for the elephant. I think it's supposed to be like almost like chatting, because if you look on the face, it covers the face and there are these dots to like track your movement. So I think it's gonna like you can design like your me or whatever, and it will display onto that, like onto your face. So like if you're looking, it's like the trunk is like an elephant, it's like the camera, and you can like, I don't know, like funny web chatting.
Oh, I literally just thought you'd be an elephant and you're just going to be like, oh, look at me, I'm sucking up water and now I'm spinning it on stuff with my nose.
The Sims, but it's just the elephants.
I mean, it's similar with the birds. You're a VR bird and now you're a VR elephant.
What's what's that one, like Bumblebee Simulator? Elephant Simulator. And then wind pedal. I don't... It's also the weirdest, I think, shape of all of these. I wasn't even sure what it was until we looked it up.
It's an actual pedal. Maybe you just use it with some of the games that you need a foot action for. I don't know.
I guess.
I will say this. VR is viable since PSVR, like, it works. I'm not sure if the consumer market really wants it, but we're at a point where I'm like, it works. It works how you expect it to work.
I guess,
but are people really just... Because I still think the problem with VR is that, like, I don't think it will ever be people's preferred way to play. Like, some things are cool in it. It's cool to show off. It's cool for a while. But I can see myself, every day being like, not this VR game.
Well, like, our original kind of detrimental points for it is it requires a big empty space. And you pretty much have to have someone else with you to make sure you don't run into the walls. Like, I know that they'll pop up like, danger, danger. You're about to hit a wall. You're going to hit it anyway until somebody screams out or stops you.
I mean, do you really? I mean, if you have the space, I feel like most VR games don't require you to actually move.
Well,
like your like legs indirect. Like, you know,
fair enough.
Torso up move, but...
Fair enough. My other concern here with the Switch is, unlike all the other VR... games, consoles, sets. The Switch is actually fairly large for a VR thing. So, I don't know. It almost feels like, what's the point of the little goggles? I could just hold the Switch really close to my face.
I don't know. Besides the one kit, I could be wrong. It don't seem like the Switch goes into one of them. It seems like the other ones just operate off the...
Joy-Cons?
Yeah, and the lenses.
The lenses themselves.
I mean, I could be wrong, but... I will say it's advantage to like PSVR and HTC View and all the other computer-based ones. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, Kinect, if you want to count that failure.
That wasn't VR. That was just motion tracking.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm pretty sure it was tried.
Motion tracking and consumer monitoring. Sorry, somebody who didn't buy the game is in the room. They have to leave.
That was a horrible idea. But unlike this, I'll say this one you're not really bound by anything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, you can like take your VR sets on the plane and stuff, but I don't know how many VR sets you can literally just be like, I'm here. Right, I'm in VR. I'm doing this.
VRs are always still rather clunky, right? Switch is nice. It's portable. It fits. You can almost fit in your pocket, like depending if you have like men's pockets.
Yeah.
But yeah, to add the like chunky VR headset to it too, it's like, okay, I'm just gonna like.
No, I remember when Samsung VR was really pushing the phone thing. It was just like, I'm like, how many people are like, here's my Galaxy and this headset, and just be like, and people are just like, oh yeah. I'm like, first of all, you just look foolish.
Right, like, I don't know. I'm not about to sit on a bus or any public transit
and be all.
Yeah.
But I feel like the Switch VR, you can at least tell someone's playing like a little game. Like if anything, it has the effect of like looking at it. You remember the little crap that were red?
Yeah.
They were like the little
magic eyes.
That's what
they call it.
Yeah. Like it gives off that effect. It's almost like being on the phone. Okay,
magic
someone
eye?
tells you.
Magic viewer? I swear it's
I don't
something
know
magical. Yeah. So, retro time. There was this old-timey VR set that contained circular pieces of film. Film is printed digital photos.
You know, you said film. I was like, why is he? Oh crap! Yeah.
Right. So like it would be on both sides, so they'd both feed into both eyes, slightly apart. And it would give you that in-depth 3D look.
And you could see things like, the
Grand
Eiffel
Canyon.
Tower.
Yeah. It was always like destinations of Earth. And yeah, so if you've ever seen an old TV show where like there's been a slideshow presentation, you could do that with a little lever on the side to your eyes.
They were so captivating. I don't know why. The pictures weren't all that great. They were just still images of a thing.
Because it was VR and it was fun. It's like I'm here at the Eiffel Tower.
Were they going for a VR effect? I wonder. I feel like I was just looking at pictures in a viewer.
Yeah, viewer reality. Basically that.
Basically. So, how do you think this is going to affect games, though? You think we're going to see any of this incorporated into future games, or they're just having fun with it?
If it's Pokemon Snap, like you said, which, again, bring in the Pokemon Go crowd, I think that would add a new, interesting layer to it. Everything else, I'll wait to be astounded by Nintendo, but I don't predict anything of interest.
Yeah, I guess so, because they've been real subtle with other stuff. Like they added Mario Kart where you can play with the actual motorbike, which is cool, I guess,
But I've yet to been to a party where people are like, let me whip out my Labo for this portion.
Well,
first of all, Jared, you've yet to go to a party. Call me out, Odell.
No, I was going to say, I don't know how anyone can ever whip out any of the Labos after like, hey, where did you keep that? Don't worry about it. It was just...
Where did you keep that? In this... you ever carries around little briefcases and they just like instantly fold it together? Yes.
I guess you could. I mean, it is cardboard at the end of the day.
Yes.
Well, that's Labo VR. We're excited. You should get it.
You can view things fictional in real life. Speaking of viewing things fictional in our life, the Sonic movie.
All right, so they've announced the movie, but they finally revealed, destroyed any chance of this movie being good. The image of Sonic, which you can see here.
Let's turn around.
Yeah,
okay. Let's turn around. Okay, so if you notice, Sonic, yes, he has shoes. They got that down. He's wearing shoes. He also wears socks. He's missing socks. He also has gloves. He's not wearing gloves.
He just has white hands with fur. No, his hands just have white fur on them.
He has really tiny hands, which I find disturbing. Now, okay, granted, the one sclera I didn't think that was ever going to make it into a movie. That's fine. That's reasonable.
the no division between the eyes.
I think it would have been funnier if they'd actually given him actual goggles, like a uni goggle. That would have been fun, right? Like he still has two eyes, but goggles for he's running fast. How does he predict himself for wind speed?
Okay, I guess I could go with that.
I don't know. Just overall, it looks like they've tried way too hard to render individual quills on a hedgehog / fur, because it all kind of weirdly blends together.
You know, I said from the head up, the neck up, they probably are okay. Wait, no, it depends, because one picture from the head up looks okay, but the head up from the full body looks oddly disturbing. Which I'm like, which one is real? Or are they both real?
I was going to say, a lot of the images we've gotten, I think, thus far are kind of like, they're taken at weird angles. They're taken, I don't know. It's just not good.
Well, anyway, this is how Sonic is supposed to look. For the most part, this is classic Sonic, but modern Sonic looks like this, except, he has longer proportions, I guess.
Sonic Boom, he's taller, right? Because, like, original, right, I don't say chubby, but he's round for sure.
He's short and round.
Right. And then he
has more athletic build than modern. He's taller. So you can actually, like, he has a neck.
like the Quaker Oatmeal guy. They've actually slimmed him down because they thought he was too portly in the face. Anywho.
Well, that's how Sonic's supposed to look like. And here's the image of what he looks like in the movie. So let's look at everything wrong with this. He doesn't have gloves. Which I will say Looney Tunes and other things are perfected. If you can't make the hands correct, give them gloves. It just seems to work. Like, no one questions why Mickey Mouse or Goofy or any Disney Hanna-Barbera character has gloves when their fingers don't work. Like, it's just accepted.
They question themselves. Remember the Goofy movies? Have you noticed? They're obviously supposed to be stoned, but I guess high on cheese is the actual answer.
We're at the coffee shop.
Yeah. Dude, have you noticed we're all wearing gloves?
Like, what's funny? I remember when I was watching it, like, it dawned on me, and I was like, wait, they all do wear gloves.
They all wear gloves. Yeah, but so, like, overall, right, the lack of all clothing here with Sonic, sans the shoes, makes him feel oddly nude.
And again, without the gloves, now he feels even more nude.
Right, it's like...
And awkwardly human. Okay, clearly, he's anthropomorphic. But now he looks...
They try... He's approached the uncanny valley here. They really should have just tried to... I would have been fine if he was just fully CGI. Like Woody the Woodpecker. Remember that movie?
Oh, and straight to Netflix one?
Yeah. But I mean,
Yeah. But
still, they did not try to make him look like a real woodpecker.
You can tell he was clearly something fake in the real world.
Right. Just, it was fine. I thought that was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I showed Odell before this, like, he still doesn't like the style, but it was like just a cartoon version of this Sonic version. They say they kind of flattened down all the things and fixed the proportions, gave him, like, he looks better as a cartoon. And
he does as a real life hedgehog.
Yeah, which sounds obvious when you say it out loud. But I mean, like, both versions look identical, but the cartoon version looks better to me. I think Odell disagrees.
No, I mean, it was an improvement, but it still looked too close to the out of.
If they had done I said, like, if maybe
it looks better. I'm not saying it doesn't.
I say this next statement maybe with some bias from Spider-Verse, but if they just did the entire movie in this style with the underlying mechanism of Spider-Verse, I think it would have gone on well.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to Spider-Verse for winning this Academy Award, but I mean, hell, if a lot of animated movies went for a unique style like that.
A+.
But then again, that was a labor of love, so I'm pretty sure that was no easy feat to pull off.
Well, but now they've written the code, they've written that programming, they've patented it.
They did?
Yeah. Which again, we should emphasize, people. They're patenting like the software. They're not saying you can't do it.
Just gotta pay them.
That was a whole like controversy. Like, you can't patent a whole like genre of like they're not doing that. They develop software and they're making sure people can't steal the software. Anywho, but yeah, you pay them, they sell it. We're all groovy.
Yeah. So this just makes me worry, like, What's Dr. Robotnik gonna look like? I mean, I know he's Jim Carrey, but how wrong are they gonna get this? Are they gonna put him in a fat suit?
You know, I really, really no. I was gonna say they probably won't, which is a disappointment because in my mind I'm picturing Jim Carrey as is, but in a perfectly round torso fat suit, which would have been hilarious with his because Jim Carrey's kind of tall and lanky, so his legs and arms would be perfect for Robotnik.
I'm worried there's gonna be Jim Carrey just with bald head and a giant mustache, and it's gonna be like, what is this?
Probably. That's probably.
So, you think we're going to get any of our other Sonic animal pals in this? Because if we are, it's going to be nightmare fuel. I promise it is.
I mean, we have to have other Mobius creatures, at least. Otherwise, why is Sonic just here arbitrarily?
I don't know.
I'm not saying Sally Acorn and Knuckles and Tails, but just other... If they don't incorporate more elements in, it's just going to feel incredibly weird.
They shot themselves in the foot by having this take place in a real-world city. I firmly believe that. They should have just been like, here's arbitrary city on Mobius. Or if they don't want to go that far for licensing, they're just like elsewhere. They're in country X and city Y.
San Francisco.
But the fact that it takes place in real world setting, there's going to be so many elements that...
Yeah.
And I already know whoever's voicing him is probably just going to jack it up. Because I feel like Sonic has a very distinct voice. You have, Jaleel White, and you have, his video game voice, which is, the same 2 or 3 people. Mm-hmm. But they give the same vibe.
Attitude. But...
And... Oh, what were you going to say?
I was about to transition.
I was about to transition too.
Perfect.
What was yours? We'll see who's better.
So mine was, but at the end of the day, Sonic's still a hero.
I was gonna say, and another thing I like about this movie, he's supposed to be like a bad boy helping the sheriff, so he sounds like some type of anti-hero.
Okay, we kind of went with the same vibe there.
Yeah.
So with that, the next segment. So what defines hero and villain and anti-hero and anti-villain?
Well, I guess we'll start off with the easy ones. Hero and villain.
Hero
what is
and
hero,
villain.
Jared?
A hero. So it means they want to make the world better, or at least keep it from getting worse. Opposed to what you would think, being pure doesn't always mean perfect or flawless, right? So one of my examples is Goku. He's kind of stupid. That's a flaw. Doesn't mean he's not a hero. Mm-hmm. But he has a true conviction. They're not about themselves, but for the good of the world, everybody who lives with them, who lives in it. Pure good heroic deeds come to them as naturally as living and breathing. A true hero. And so my examples here would be Goku, Superman, and Ichigo, right? Despite the character flaws that arise in his character later in the series. He starts out as the heroic type, I'm going to save my friends for the sake of saving my friends. It is the right thing to do. They're
not complex in the sense they're just good. They are the hero. They are good. They're not really, they're there.
Right? Let's see. So,
All Might.
All Might, right? He, as by design, he is the hero. He's just like the shining pillar. So then the contra of this, right, villain. A cruelly malicious person who's involved in or devoted to wickedness or crime, scoundrel, and a scoundrel, right? These are all classically defined Disney villains, right?
And I will say a true villain, is literally simple. They're not you have a complex villain like Killmonger. You're not really sympathetic towards their plight. They're just Frieza. He's just evil.
Right? Frieza, Darth Vader, Maleficent,
Cruella de Vil, Ursula. They're just
again,
evil.
Just all the Disney
we don't
villains.
even need to know their backstory. They just are evil. It's not they're just evil.
No, you don't understand. When Cruella was a little girl, they refused to let her have any pets or any clothing. So now, what? No, it's no, that's not a cool story. Still murder.
For lack of a better term, they're just horrible people.
They're just horrible people. Right. So those are pretty simple definitions.
And so those couldn't drive, but here's where things get a little murky.
Right. Let's go in the same order now. anti-hero. Anti-heroes are heroic characters who lack several heroic qualities compared to the original pure versions. They are usually rude, selfish, disloyal, obnoxious, violent, can be killers or even criminals, but will still fight on the side of good, and that is with or without their own will. So in the movie Suicide Squad, they are, for the duration of the movie, anti-heroes. They're being forced to do good things against their will. Other examples of this, of classical anti-heroes, are some renditions of Batman, John Constantine, Hellboy. You know, they're gruff.
So I think a good trait is that usually an anti-villain is stereotypically on the wrong side of the law.
Wait, are we talking villains or heroes?
Oh, excuse me, anti-heroes. That's
okay, I was going to say...
Sorry. For the record, stereotypically an anti-hero is someone who's on the wrong side of the law, but they're still doing good. For example, Han Solo, he's a smuggler, he's a weapons dealer. He works for, he does deals for Jabba the Hutt.
Is that what his occupation was? I thought he was just a drifter.
No, he's like a smuggler,
Okay.
He smuggles things in his ship, across the galaxy.
I never watched the movie Solo, so...
No, I mean, that's what he does in the 4, 5, and 6.
No, all he does in 4, 5, and 6 is, be frozen in carbonite and owe Jabba a ton of money from, whatever reason. Dropping cargo?
Yeah, that's his thing, after, I think after the 4, he was like, I'm going to go back to being a smuggler, but they're like, step and help the resistance. He's all like, no, I'm not going to do it, but, ooh, there's a pretty princess, so I want to impress her. Star Wars is not that good of a story.
It's a very simple story.
I'm just leaving it there. Anyway. Okay, all the Guardians of the Galaxy. I feel like that's a great example. They're all outlaws.
Yes.
They're literally all outlaws, but they're not horrible people. They do a little bad. They do some good, but none of them are out to, destroy the universe. Most things they do is for their own benefit. But that usually coincides with the right thing to do. They might be stealing something and be like, oh man, they have a horrible child smuggling ring. Well, save all the children.
Yep.
And another good example, I just had one, would be, I said Han Solo. I said Guardians of the Galaxy. Damn, I had another great example.
What movie? What TV show? Or comic book?
I don't know, I forgot. Oh well.
Oh well. So then we'll just move right along to the definition of anti-villain. A character with heroic goals, personality traits, or virtues who's ultimately villainous. Their desired ends are mostly good, but their means of getting there are evil. Alternatively, their desired ends are evil, but on a personal level, they are far more ethical or moral than most villains, and they thus use fairly benign means to achieve it, and can be heroic on occasion. So this would be, as you told me right off the air, Amadeus
from
Osmodeus from Watchmen.
Amadeus.
Or even Dr. Doofenshmirtz, right? He's clearly a villain, but his evil acts include things like the fold clothinator, because I'm just so tired of, and I'll put all the dry cleaners out of work. It's but that'd be amazing if I could just fold my clothes.
Can I ever call him an anti-villain?
I mean, he's a villain. He's evil.
I mean,
he's part of Love Muffin.
I'll say he's just harmless, though.
That doesn't mean he's not a villain.
No, I would call him an anti-villain. It's not he has a virtuous greater good in his heart. He's trying to take over the tri-state area.
Yeah, but no, that's the other definition. He's trying to do evil, but the way he's doing it is so benign and careless. Does it really matter? He's almost like the equivalent of Calendar Man. Who cares?
But again, Calendar Man is evil just because he's
So is Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
No, but they're literally trying.
So is Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
No. Okay, Osmodeus is an anti-villain. He's trying, succeeding, and doing evil acts.
Yeah, but his ultimate goal is
but yes, he's doing
good.
It. Oh, yeah, Dr. Doofenshmirtz's ultimate goal isn't good.
Yeah, that was the definition. The ultimate goal can still be evil, but they are. Okay. It's almost better example. Megamind. He's evil, and his goal is to take over the world, but he's actually just a pretty good guy. Like, why is he taking over the world? Isn't that what I'm supposed to do? Isn't that what we're doing here?
Man, I feel like he was more of an anti-hero by the end of the movie.
Well, right. Obviously, people's alignments will change over the course of their character arcs.
I feel like good anti-villains like Ozma is like Light Yagami because he thinks he's virtuous in his acts. Mm-hmm. I feel like to be an anti-villain, you have to...
I would almost say Light is just pure evil. He thinks he's doing good. He's clearly just a serial killer at heart.
He did make the world a much safer... Like, crime rates did plummet.
I mean, I guess. See, other examples here are classically Magneto, Stewie Griffin, and V from V for Vendetta.
Okay. Those are good. I feel like another good one would be maybe... Anti-villain. Crap. Again, I just had it like...
I had something for this.
I really did. Okay, I feel like Dr. Doofenshmirtz is definitely not an anti-villain. He's just...
Let us know in the comments.
He's just a villain that just sucks. He's cartoony villain, like he's like a Scooby-Doo villain. They're not like...
But he cares about his daughter. He's involved in her life. He doesn't like attack random children.
Fine. I guess.
He's a virtuous person.
Okay, how about this? He's an anti-villain at like the extreme lowest point in the scale.
That's fine.
Of anti-villainy.
That's fine.
Because again, I will say... Oh, no. That's what I was going to say. Thanos is an anti-villain.
Thanos... I don't know.
Oh, okay. So you're saying...
No. I'm going to go with Thanos, the actual Thanos. His whole point of destroying humanity is to get Lady Death's attention.
Okay, MCU Thanos.
No, even throughout the movie, I'm like, I get they're trying to make him an anti-villain, but I'm like, dude, your plot's still stupid. Like, it doesn't... You're just doing this for selfish reasons. There's really no greater good here. Or it's like, half of all people, pregnant lady, baby just, like, she dies, baby's like, wait, what? Boom. Like, airplane pilots.
I mean...
All plants and cattle and like...
Aren't anti-villains also selfish in their own desires?
I guess you cornered me here, yes. Marvel made him an anti-villain in Infinity War.
MCU. I said MCU.
Yes.
Yes, regular Thanos just wanted to do it to get the love of his life back.
Whatever.
I think it's weird to love death. Like, that just seems like... Is that supposed to be like a poetic...
Well, I was going to say, it makes more sense for Lady Death's and Deadpool's love affair because he can't die. And, of course, she wants things to be dead. So, like, they have this fun kind of tango thing, right? An immortal and a death and Lady Death, that's a fun sort of, like, they crave something. It's the ultimate craving things you can't have. It's sort of taboo. I don't know. I think you can do that romance, but it has to be the right characters to do it. Speaking of Deadpool, though, we have not mentioned him, and I know a lot of people want to pitch him as an anti-hero. But I think truly he is...
Chaotic neutral?
Neutral. I wasn't going to go lawful to chaotic yet, but just neutral, right? Neutral characters, people who don't fall into either category. Like, these are the wild cards, these are the guns for hire, Deadpool, or these are the omnipotent overwatchers, outsiders.
Yeah, they're like, the gods, we're all ants, and... them being so godlike, they don't really concern themselves what happens to ants. Like, they're not trying to disrupt the ants because they're ants. They don't care what they do or don't do.
Right. If they do get involved, if they are, it's just by pure coincidence. So, like, Dr. Manhattan. This is just a good series to pull tropes from. Watchmen, yeah. Right, so he's pretty omnipotent, and he, at the end, just doesn't care anymore. The only reason he was helping America was he happened to have been American when he was formed.
Yeah.
Right? Everything else is just kind of whatever.
Like, he's transcended to such a state, he's just like, man, this is all meaningless. Like, it's just a waste of time.
Right? The Outsider from Dishonored. Even Android 17 and 18. Like, sure, they're fighting Goku, but it's only because... they were programmed to. Like, personality-wise, they don't care.
Yeah.
Like,
which, at least that version, because apparently in Trunks' future, they were just murderous a-holes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but then they're just like, Eevee Master's like, why are you hunting Goku? I don't know. It's just something said we can do. I mean, we were kind of programmed to do it. Seems like it'd be worth the laugh. Like I mean, they even take their time getting there. They're not even like, oh, we can go to this house now. Like, just gonna road trip.
We'll do it at some point. Why aren't we flying there? Fly there, drive there. Either way, he's dead. Yeah. I would like
if by the time they get there, they're just kind of like, oh, he's gone or he's sick. They're just kind of like,
Right. So something we did not talk about is how anti-hero and anti-villain, the line kind of starts to get blurred. And in fact, when doing research for this, like a lot of the lists I looked up would put characters on both lists. And it seems to be almost that sort of the defining feature between them is just from the overarching point of view of the story. Are they cast as the antagonist or protagonist? And so I'd like to say that to put forth, right, this thing with true neutral characters.
Okay.
Right? So, like, the library from the magicians, you know, like, they just want to keep things as is. But they
maintain the status quo,
maintain the status quo. But in light of our characters who want to make all these radical changes, they are villains. They are the antagonist. But truly, their alignment is rather neutral. I just thought that... And then with the new Umbrella Academy, the same thing with the timekeeping agency. They just want to preserve time as is, but that would include the apocalypse. So
they're villains.
So they're villains. But they just want to keep everything as it is. Pretty new. I think that's as incredibly neutral as you can get.
Yeah. I also feel like if mass murder is under your belt, chances are you're just an anti-villain. Because I feel like true anti-heroes don't really have a lot of kills racked up.
What about the Punisher?
I'll say he's more anti-villain, like.
But he's a comic book hero.
Yeah.
All those people with his logo on the back of their truck, aren't they heroes?
Yeah.
Anywho, yeah, kill count might be a good meter for this.
Yeah, because I feel like the Punisher's just like, I need information. He's that way. Cool. Slit throat. It's like, well, I mean, he gave you what you wanted.
It's true. But what if he had more information? He's just stupid. He could have given you more information.
That's all the information he needed,
I guess. But this is not a breakdown of the Punisher.
Apparently, the Netflix show is amazing because I hear people raving about it all the time.
It's not been taken off yet by Netflix and Disney.
Oh, when it's canceled, is your show actually taken off? Are they removing the shows altogether?
I don't know. I haven't. I only watched Jessica Jones season 1, and that's all I've watched.
You know, I watched Luke Cage season 1, and then I was just like, I don't like these shows.
You're just like, I can't will myself to care.
Like, I know it's made the TV format, but I guess the point is like, you just needed 13 episodes, didn't you? You just really was. And I don't know. I guess because I've been oversaturated with these superhero spectacles, the human side of it, when it's like human side, human stuff. Oh yeah, superpowers. It was like, I could have used more of that.
Right.
Just honestly,
this is at the end of the day a superhero show, so if you needed to space out your budget more to show these effects, that would have been better. But heroes, villains, anti-heroes, anti-villains, whatever. They're all the characters we love to hate and hate to love.
Yeah, every week you join us, and sometimes we're... You know what? I just got tired of what I was gonna say, so I'm just not even gonna go there. I was gonna just say like we're your heroes every week, or maybe your villains, but
we're your weekly characters.
Hey, there we go.
True neutral.
There we go. I don't know about that. Depending on what the topic is.
Okay. Chaotic neutral.
All right, I'll go with that.
We can talk lawful and chaotic at a further date.
Yeah, we'll describe to you what those mean. There it is. What those mean exactly. I don't know if the microphone picked it up. It should have.
Anywho.
Just in case.
As always, wrapping up this episode, I am Jared Fradette. You can find me at ToonVelo.
And I'm Odo Harmon Jr. You can find me at Odo Harmon Jr. Hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. Click that bell. I don't know, because that's what everyone on YouTube says now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ring that bell.
Ring that bell. Enjoy your week. Enjoy your week.